So I thought I'd come on here, talk a little bit about how to get into strongman, because I know I haven't done any videos on tutorials or how-tos or getting to know certain things. So this will basically just be how to get into strongman. So basically this is mostly for people that are in areas where there really isn't a strongman community. So if your gym doesn't have logs, stones, it doesn't have yoke, stuff like that. If you got like a commercial gym, you can still get into strongman. There's just things that you're gonna have to kind of switch out. And you may have to buy a few things on your own too. That's how I started. With me being at Big Iron, in the very beginning, they didn't have any strongman stuff. I didn't have anything to my disposal. I searched around Sioux City, didn't find any gyms that had anything like that. I searched around outside of Sioux City. The closest thing that I could find was in Omaha, which is about an hour and a half away from here. So what I decided to do is I started to buy some of the most, I guess, universal basic strongman equipment that I possibly could. Started off with a 10-inch log, and we did stones too. I bought the concrete separately, and I bought the molds and stuff like that I got some from Rogue, some from Titan. Molds are not cheap, so I will say that. The molds are definitely not cheap. They're not outrageously expensive. If you think about that, the molds are probably gonna last you your entire life. So if you ever break a stone, you can just make another one. Concrete is outrageously cheap. I paid an extra like $1.50 to $2 for the Pro Finish concrete. A little bit smoother. It has a super high PSI, so you want to make sure you get a high PSI. I'll go in more specifically on like certain implements and where to get them or how to make them and stuff like that. So I got the stones and the log first. I started training with the log right away, poured the stones right away. Now, I don't necessarily recommend get stones immediately. I do think it's important to get them as soon as you can, because there's nothing like an Atlas stone. You can use sandbags, which in my opinion, sandbags are harder. So that would actually be a pretty good route to go. That's enough of what I got personally. What I think that would be the best thing to do is to actually get a yoke first. Definitely one of the more expensive ones. So if you're gonna be using it just yourself, have it in your garage or something like that, get one from Titan. Their stuff isn't, I would say, as durable as Rogue would be, but I've had no problems with Titan. This isn't a video on reviewing different companies. So with a yoke, the reason why I would pick that first is because when you finally do get stones, you can use that as like your platform, do stone over bar. That's one of the best ways to practice, because you can move the crossbar up and down to the height that you need it. Aside from that, obviously just using it as a yoke, it's gonna help with your core strength, it's gonna help with your leg strength, it's gonna help basically build overall body strength. A lot of the yokes, at least all the yokes that I have seen, if they don't come with stuff attached to it, like J-cup, extra things to load plates, you can get those separately. Usually pretty inexpensive too. If you get the yoke, you can use it as a bench press. You can use it as a squat rack. You can use it for overhead press. You know, if you're just working on just the lockout part of it, you can do that. There's a lot of things you can do. Basically, it's a squat rack that converts into a yoke and back and forth. So aside from that, it would bring me to an axle. I would say get a long axle. They have shorter ones, they have longer ones. You can use it for pressing. You can use it for squats. You can use it for, you can do axle deadlifts. You can do curls. You can do tons of stuff. After that, I would say go with sandbags. Sandbag is the closest thing that crosses over to Atlas stones. And most people are gonna find sandbags a little bit harder than Atlas stones anyway, so you get used to using sandbags for a little while, then you finally acquire some Atlas stones. You're probably gonna be a lot better on the Atlas stones than had you started with the Atlas stones. You're gonna progress a lot faster. So, because with the sandbag, you can do medleys, you know, so you can do some carries. You can do sandbag to shoulder, sandbag over shoulder. You can load it over the bar. I would say start with one that is a little bit lighter than your body weight. Get one that's a little bit over your body weight, and then get one that you know is gonna be a struggle. And lastly would be tires. That will be most likely free. I got all my tires free. I got a big semi tire. Get some smaller tires that you can use for crash pads. Like I said, having a gym membership on top of that, even if it's just a regular everyday gym, Anytime Fitness or whatever, Planet Fitness even. You want to typically train somewhere that you can train heavy. Yeah, if you guys have a regular gym membership and you buy the stuff on top of, best thing to do would be kind of have like a strongman day where you just stay home, go in your garage, go in your shed, or wherever you have this stuff. Train your strongman stuff, maybe like on a Saturday or Sunday, a day where you got a little bit of time. Invite people. That's the one thing that I did, is I invited people that were new to it as well, so we could like learn together. And I have a buddy that has done quite a few competitions, but he's still fairly new to it, at least at the time. This was about almost a year ago. It was fun to train with him, to learn, because he had done a lot of this stuff. Definitely do that. Make it a fun thing. That's what strongman's all about. Overhead press, for sure, both seated and standing. Squat, for sure. I like safety bar squat, where the handles are like this, and you have a pad that goes here, and the bar is just a little bit angled out in front of you. That's going to be a lot better for strongman. Not to say that regular squat isn't, but the next step up would definitely be a safety bar squat. It's going to save your shoulders, so you don't have to be like this and get the weight on your shoulders and try to get your hands back there. And keep your hands here. Protects the shoulders. Since you're doing a lot of overhead press, that's a big plus. But also, since the weight is in front of you a little bit, it's going to gauge more of the back, lower back especially. Strongman is all about back strength. I mean, in pretty much every event, you're going to have to either pick something up off the ground, or carry something a certain distance, or deadlift, the yoke, picking up Atlas stones, picking up a log before you press it. So last would be deadlifts. So definitely keep the deadlift in. Little recap: get a yoke, long axle, sandbags, be the basics. And then if you don't have a regular gym membership, I would say get a regular gym membership. Otherwise, you're gonna have to buy a lot more equipment for your accessories. So there you go, guys. I think in the description, I'll put a couple of links down there so you guys can see where to look for this kind of stuff. I'll put Titan Fitness down there, and anything else that I think would be good. Probably Cerberus. Cerberus is really good. A really good place to get sandbags. They got really good sandbags. But aside from the equipment, like I said, invite people over. Bring your friends. I mean, post it on social media. Strongman is still a growing sport, and it's a lot better with people. It's just one of those things. When I was bodybuilding, it wasn't really about the social aspect of it. I mean, that's obviously a piece of everything, but a lot of bodybuilders are introverted. A lot of them like to kind of stay in their head, keep the music going, and just train. And bodybuilding training is torturous, just like strongman is, just in a different way. All right, guys, I got to get back to work. I'm almost out of here pretty soon. So if you guys have more questions, put them in the comments and let me know. Now I can make another video, or just answer your questions on there. So that's pretty much it, guys. At least for right now. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you next time.